Hello traders, Pecanzington from GoldMedalPennyStocks here today, and I want to talk to you about the stock chart for VIZS, VIZS Incorporated, which is an OTC markets traded stock. So the first thing I want to point out on this stock chart is that we are currently seeing an oversold 5-period RSI. It's currently sitting at 20.53 right here, and a nearly oversold 14-period RSI, which is the more standard. It's generally construed to be a buy signal if the 5-period RSI crosses over the 14-period RSI, so we're looking for a bullish crossover here, as the 5-period RSI is much more volatile because it uses less data, so it'll stick with the current trend better. So we're looking for that bullish crossover. Now when this stock starts moving back up, the RSI is going to have all the way from 33.82 to 70 to run before it hits the overbought category. And as you can see back here, it can hover around in the overbought category for a while before moving down. So we've got plenty of upside potential here on the RSI. The next thing I want to point out is that the stock price has been selling off lately, but I don't think that the volume necessarily justifies that. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you look at the volume bars, you'll see that a lot of the highest volume days are actually green days, as you can see here, and then the following day after that is a much shorter volume stick, back here and right here, for example. And then we had a record volume green day, this one right here, on the 6th, yet and the share price held that day and actually went up a bit, but then a much shorter volume, red volume day the next couple of days, these two right here, and you can see that this downtrend isn't necessarily justified, as most of the volume has been buying volume. Now the other thing I want to point out is that this chart has been slowing down its downtrend drastically. As you can see here, it kind of rounded out, and you see that today actually closed with a doji, which is a candle that represents market indecision, and since we're at the bottom of a downtrend, this can easily represent that the markets are deciding to go back up soon. Another thing worth pointing out is that the Bollinger Band, which is this blue one right here, is actually about to cross within the Keltner channel. So if this stock doesn't just take off tomorrow, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if this Bollinger Band actually comes within the Keltner channel and trades within it for a while, that's going to be a period known as extreme consolidation. And when that happens, it's often that you'll see a type of play called a pinch play, which is very explosive and can run hundreds to maybe even thousands of percents. It could be a huge play. A lot of traders will actually look for those kinds of plays alone. So the next thing I want to point out on this chart would be the MACD. A short-term momentum indicator, you can see that it's been kind of on its downtrend, but it has rounded out really nicely, and it's actually about to cross over bullishly here. Things are looking good. It's actually even right now with the signal line. So any upside at all whatsoever tomorrow creates a bullish crossover of the MACD and a nice curl up. So that's a very bullish indicator for us at the moment. Another thing worth mentioning is the CMF, the chicken money flow. It's an accumulation indicator for retail, and as you can see, it's been spiking up pretty hard. Nice little uptrend forming here, and shares are being accumulated, which I kind of showed you by demonstrating how large these green days were in terms of volume compared to the red days, which showed much less in volume. The Williams % is another short-term momentum indicator, and as you can see, it's sitting here in the oversold category. We actually want to see this spike up kind of similarly to how it did here, or even how it did here. And that's because we actually want to see this indicator sitting consistently within the overbought category. That's what you want to see for short-term bullish momentum there. So we've seen how fast this can spike up. In one day, this spiked from oversold into overbought. So it can move really fast, it's really volatile, and this is an indicator we want to watch. As you can see, the TRIX is starting to kind of round out at its bottom. It's another short-term momentum indicator, my favorite types of indicators really, and soon enough we're going to actually see this crossover bullishly too. If the current trend continues like that, you should see a nice bullish crossover, and it should continue this kind of pattern here of nice kind of rolling hills. So we got a TRIX that's starting to form bullishly, and the rest of the price action's looking pretty good. Could see a nice bottom bounce here soon, maybe even tomorrow. This is a great stock to keep on watch, and we're going to keep our eyes on this about 1.07 cent range. We've seen support there and then resistance. So this is a confirmed level here that we want to keep our eyes on. And then also about this 006 range. Again, supports and resistance shouldn't be thought of as lines, but ranges. So you can see that this little range right here, for example, as a whole held. So we want to keep this line. I drew that a little high, but we want to keep this in mind for potential resistance on the way back up, and then when we cross above that, we want to keep it in mind for support. So keep your eyes on these levels, keep your eyes on these indicators, watch for this bullish crossover up here on the RSI and the MACD and the tricks. I'm not a professional financial advisor, so please use this video for entertainment purposes only, and don't base a buy or sell decision on anything I said, because I can't be held responsible. Thanks for watching. Good luck trading VIZS.